Hey, what's up everyone? This video is going to be about Israel, particularly regarding the new embassy that is planning on being built in Israel. So, the United States President, Donald Trump, has wanted for several months, maybe even several years now, to move the embassy, but now it's stated that apparently they are going to open an embassy in Jerusalem this May. Now, interestingly, when they open this embassy in Jerusalem, this will be the 70th year that Israel has been officially a nation. So it will be the entire generation, the anniversary of Israel, basically. They are going to do it on the anniversary of Israel's founding. Now, They've always been there like that, but we established the country of Israel on May 14th, 1948. And on May 14th, 2018, 70 years later, the United States President, Donald Trump, plans to embrace this decision to open an embassy in Jerusalem. Now, as I was stating in my previous video, for a long period of time, Tel Aviv, I've seen, every time I looked up the capital of Israel, I remembered it being Jerusalem, yet it wound up being Tel Aviv when I looked it up, but now it's Jerusalem again. So I don't know if that's a flip-flop ME thing or whether that is just documentation change or what. So maybe they've re-officially stated that Jerusalem's the capital of Israel, which is how I remembered and how it should be anyway. So, but yeah, in my opinion and to my memory. So Israeli leaders are they plan on moving the embassy along with the United States. It's been pushed along by the United States, U.S. to move the embassy to Jerusalem in phases beginning in May. They're going to begin that. So it's going to take several phases, but they're going to do it in May. And it's amazing how it's on the founding of Israel. 70 years. So May 14th, the U.S. Embassy will officially open in Jerusalem on May 14th. So that could be prophetic in and of itself, because that's really amazing that would happen on May 14th, that he wants to do that. And the United States will open its embassy in the city of Jerusalem on May 14th to coincide with Israel's Independence Day. The spokesperson of the Israeli embassy said to Russia, they said on Monday, embassy to Russia, sorry. In December, U.S. President Donald Trump announced his decision to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital. And he instructed, so that might be why Israel's capital now shows as Jerusalem online rather than Tel Aviv. So it's back how I remember. The decision, he chose to recognize Jerusalem as the capital. So it is officially done. He has chose to recognize it as the capital, how I remember. So he has also instructed the U.S. State Department to launch the process of moving the U.S. Embassy, currently located in Tel Aviv, to Jerusalem. The opening of the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem will take place on May 14th on the Israeli Independence Day. Because if you remember, on May 14th, 1948, Israel became an independent nation, and the United States greatly helped that along and threatened any enemies that even dared to approach Israel. So that's what happened. We helped create the nation of Israel for the Jewish people. And that is prophetic as well. According to many scholars, that is prophetic and beginning of things to escalate. But the spokesperson added that Israel was expecting very important guests to be in attendance at the opening ceremony and the celebration of Israeli independence. The U.S. step to move the embassy from Tel Aviv has prompted criticism, of course, from a number of states. First and foremost, those in the Middle East and Palestine, and it triggered a wave of protests in the region for a while, which they've been doing that for a good while now. For a great while they've been protesting. You've seen that all over the world news, that there's just been a lot of escalation of tensions over there, which has been for a great while. But for me, Jerusalem is the capital. I mean, that's the way I remembered it. I'm glad it's back there. because Jerusalem was always the capital for me. I did get some news here that Trump won't be able to attend the Jerusalem embassy opening in May, so he won't attend it as of the current news. When asked earlier in March whether he would be traveling to Israel for the opening of the embassy, Trump said he was looking at coming. He was looking at coming and going to Israel. So President Donald Trump will not apparently be attending the official move of the embassy to Jerusalem in May. There had been speculation that Trump would travel to Israel to participate in the opening of the embassy, scheduled for May 14th, as I stated a moment ago, to mark Israel's 70th anniversary. Trump himself fueled some of the this speculation, of course, earlier this month at a meeting in the White House with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel. He was asked whether he would come for the ceremonial opening of the embassy to be housed temporarily at the U.S. consulate building in Jerusalem. Trump said, I am looking at coming. If I can, then I will. So that's an if he's able to. Trump, who visited Israel on his first trip abroad last May, made this announcement and said that regardless of whether he attended the opening, he would be coming back to Israel because it is a very special country, special people, and I look forward to being there. The Prime Minister's office did not reply when asked if it had received word that Trump would not be coming in May, and a U.S. administration official said that he's not likely to go. But they just said not likely, so that really doesn't say that he's not going at all. That just says it's not likely that he's going. And with the meetings that he is expected to have either May or June with Kim Jong-un of North Korea, he might not be going unless he moves the meeting with North Korea to June. So we'll see what happens. Another thing that's kind of interesting is the new embassy quarter to be built in Jerusalem could be called Trump Town. So that is quite interesting. The Jerusalem Post has posted this. The new embassy quarter to be built in Jerusalem could be called Trump Town. A general view of Jerusalem shows the Dome of the Rock, located in Jerusalem's Old City, on the compound known to Muslims as Noble Sanctuary and to Jews as Temple Mount. That picture was taken December 6th, 2017, the one you see right here. So there's an apparent pattern of embassies moving to Jerusalem, and we have to start getting ready now. Construction Minister Yoav Gallant has instructed the top officials in his ministry to begin the process of planning and approving a new quarter for the embassies from countries